let's move on to this Army bullshit. U.S. Army message, Make America Great Again, Columbus Day are signs of white supremacy. I'm not going to go too much into this because most of this article, again, is just repetition and fluff, like most articles are now. The main point of the article is that there was an email that invited all soldiers and Department of the Army civilian personnel to attend the U.S. Army's Operation Inclusion, which sounds racist, seminars on July 8th and 9th at Redstone Arsenal Army Base in Alabama. The email was sent by, Cheney P. Pickard from the U.S. Army Aviation and Missile Center using an official government email. The message called U.S. Army Equity and Inclusion Agency, that sounds religious, Assistant Secretary of the Army Manpower and Reserve Affairs. So Rep. Mo Brooks, I think, who caught wind of the email, blasted the deeply offensive and racist U.S. Army Operation Inclusion content and demanded the firing and prosecution of Army personnel who used government resources to distribute political propaganda, saying that the email is in clear violation of the Hatch Act, which it is, which bans government personnel from engaging in political activity while at work. So I'm not going to go into any of the stuff except this pyramid chart. Let's look at this shit. Unbelievable. So there's overt white supremacy. This is allegedly one of the 2 unapproved items that were included with the email. This did not get clearance before it went out. And this is their defense. Didn't have the clearance. So let's look at some of the covert white supremacy. Socially acceptable racism is what they're saying. Calling the police on black people. White silence. Some of this sounds familiar. Color blindness. Oh, self-segregating neighborhoods and schools. Yeah, this is all very familiar to what we just looked at with the Seattle de-whiteness training. Eurocentric curriculum, white savior complexes, spiritual bypassing, whatever the fuck that means. Educational funding from property taxes, discriminatory lending. Okay. Mass incarceration, respectability politics, tone policing. This is all racism, by the way. Racist mascots, Aunt Jemima, yeah. Not believing experiences of BIPOCs. Wow, there's some more of that terminology just from the other thing we were looking at. Paternalism, more from the other thing. Make America Great Again. Blaming the victim. Hiring discrimination. You don't sound black.
Oh.
Don't blame me. I never owned slaves. That's racist to say that you never owned slaves, so you're not to blame. Bootstrap theory. Jesus fucking Christ.
Every good pep talk incentive for a person to get out there in the world and try and make it for themselves is racist.
Essentially, school to prison pipelines. I thought that was a left-wing talking point. Higher infant and maternal mortality rate for BIPOCs. What about me? That question itself is racist. All lives matter. That's a socially acceptable racism, according to these. BIPOCs as Halloween costumes. Oh, let's not forget about wearing people's ethnicity as a Halloween costume. October's just around the corner. Racial profiling, denial of white privilege, prison, prioritizing white voices as experts. What if just all the experts happen to be white in a particular realm? Then what? Then there's no experts?
What if you need experts in whiteness?
Yes. Well,
maybe you should ask some white people.
According to Jimmy Fallon, that's Robin DiAngelo. Treating kids of color as adults. What? Oh, you mean when they're holding guns? I see. Inequitable health care. Fuck's sakes. I'm going to skip the rest of this because this is bullshit. Let's go for the overt white supremacy. Lynching, yes. Hate crimes, okay. Whatever that means. Blackface, whatever. That's like acceptable in Hollywood. All right, I'm getting real tired of this stuff. I mean, but isn't it funny that this is the exact same language that we heard coming out of the Seattle Undoing Whiteness training? So
I'm not surprised at all.
No, I mean, like, of course you're not surprised, but like anybody else who isn't in the know about this shit should realize that this is a top-down ideology that's being put into place. All this, it's grassroots, blah, blah, blah. No, it's not.